Hi everyone, Evie here, the Greek goddess of great reading. Today I will be reviewing the third book in Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, The Titan's Curse. When Percy Jackson receives an urgent distress call from his friend Grover, he immediately prepares for battle. He knows he'll need his powerful demigod allies at his side, his trusty bronze sword Riptide, and a ride from his mom. The demigods race to the rescue to find that Grover has made an important discovery: two powerful half-bloods, whose parentage is unknown. But that's not all that awaits them. The Titan Lord Kronos has set up a devious trap, and the young heroes have just fallen prey. Hilarious and action-packed, this third adventure in the series finds Percy faced with his most dangerous challenge yet, the chilling prophecy of the Titan's Curse. Now, I think I said this in my last video, but I'm getting all mixed up with some of the plot points in all the books because I've read them really quickly and now I'm doing videos on them, so I might get a little bit confused. If I do, then at least you know my reason why. If you haven't read the first two books in the Percy Jackson series, then I recommend you don't watch this review video because there will probably be spoilers, okay? So it's the third installment in the Percy Jackson series and things are starting to heat up. Kronos is more on the rise and he's slowly rebuilding his army and coming alive again. We have a lot of new characters that we meet in this book. Grover finds these two half-bloods called Nico and Bianca D'Angelo. We also get to meet another goddess that we haven't yet come across, Artemis, as well as her brother Apollo, and that's really cool. Artemis has a big part to play in this book, as well as her hunters, which are the maidens that have made a vow of chastity and to forswear men, and they pretty much go with Artemis wherever she goes, and they also gain immortality. Now, at the end of the Sea of Monsters, the pine tree that is the spirit of Zeus's daughter Thalia, who gave her life to save her friends, that protects the borders of the camp, the golden fleece that Grover, Percy, and Annabeth and Tyson found, this actually brought her back to life. So now the prophecy that Percy thought was about him could potentially also be about Thalia. So now Percy's not sure, maybe it could be him or Thalia, so the pressure isn't necessarily all on Percy now, which is kind of good for Percy because I feel like he's been feeling the pressure since the first book, since he found out that there was a prophecy about him about the end of Olympus and the end of the world. The relationship between Percy and Annabeth in this book is a lot more obvious. It's pretty obvious, and I think people might have guessed this at the beginning of the series that they were going to start developing feelings for each other, because I believe they are 13 or 14 at this point, and you know what happens around that age, right? Percy's completely clueless, but there are a lot of signs from Annabeth, and there are certain points of thought that Percy says as you read the book that you're thinking to yourself, oh, he likes her. Unfortunately, one of Percy's friends and someone very important gets kidnapped by Kronos' army, and Percy has to go save them, and that's what this whole story is about, is them going to do that and trying to figure out what this Titan's Curse is and how they can defeat Kronos. There's a lot of sad moments in this book, and I'm going to draw a comparison between this series and the Harry Potter series. Not that they are anything alike, but it's just kind of similar in the sense that at the beginning of this series and the Harry Potter series, it was a lot more fun, more adventures and stuff like that, but as the series progresses, there are a lot more deaths and more casualties because of the war, the eventual war that was going to be fought in that series with Lord Voldemort and in this series with Kronos. And you can just feel the momentum building because now that we actually have casualties, you know that the next two books in the series aren't necessarily going to be as humorous and adventurous as maybe the first two were. I'm on the last book now, so there is still humor in the books, but just not as much as there was in the first book when everything was so new to Percy and he was trying to make jokes to sort of cope with everything. There's another really cool ode to myth of Greek mythology in here. I don't want to say who appears because that might give away a major plot point or a major reveal, but just look forward to someone who, I'll give you a hint, who is a major player in the Titan army, and he has a great burden to bear. That's my hint for you. So if you guys are enjoying the Percy Jackson series so far, I recommend you pick up all of them, especially this one, The Titan's Curse, the third book in the installments, and so on and so on. My next two reviews will obviously be the last two books in the series, and I'll be getting them up very soon. If you guys have read The Titan's Curse, let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments below. My Twitter and my website are once again linked in my bio below, as well as the music that is featured on my videos by my friend Lenny Papadopoulos. I have linked his SoundCloud below as well. Hit subscribe if you guys like what you see. I'm Evie, the Greek goddess of great reading, and until next time guys, keep reading.